Students, I think now we will start with the lecture. So we were discussing seven-layer model of Internet of Things, in which we have seen that there is a physical devices and controllers layer, connectivity, edge computing, data accumulation, data abstraction, application, collaboration, and processes. So these seven layers are present in Internet of Things architecture. So this is what we were discussing yesterday. I think we have discussed up to data abstraction. Okay. So today we'll be discussing the remaining two layers, that is application layer and collaboration layer. Obviously, the application layer is also used for the purpose of data processing, and using this layer, IoT modules can access the data, and software and hardware layers are linked with this layer. Okay, so as software and hardware layers are linked with this, it is possible to process the data, and basically the data which is available from data abstraction level, that is only required data, is forwarded in this layer. So this layer carries out interpretation of this data. Okay, so large amount of data is created by devices in Internet of Things, and that data is filtered, and only the useful data or required data is provided to the application layer. And in application layer, the interpretation of that particular data is carried out, and after interpreting the meaning of that data, certain reports are generated. Okay, and these reports, for example, they are given to the collaboration layer. Okay, so generally what is known as business intelligence is present in these reports. That is, certain actions are required to be taken, and those actions are listed out or generated in this particular application layer with help of software. Okay. Now in a collaboration layer, actual response or action is created with help of the reports which are generated in the application layer. Okay. So, for example, suppose some action is decided in application layer to turn on or turn off the electromechanical device. Then in collaboration layer, that action is actually converted into electrical signal with help of some actuator. Okay, and that particular electromechanical device is turned on or turned off. Okay, so this is the actual actions which are happening in the collaboration layer, and which action should be taken, that is given by the application layer. So application layer is also intelligent layer, and it is generating which kind of action should be taken as per our requirement. So this is all about the seven-layer architecture of your Internet of Things. Okay. Now we will move to the next important thing, and that is role of cloud in Internet of Things. Okay, so as we have seen, large number of devices are connected together in Internet of Things, and these devices are continuously producing data. Okay, they are continuously monitoring environment or some process that we want to control. So this data which is pertaining to your environment is continuously scanned by these sensors or devices, and such a large amount of data is produced here. And to store this large amount of data, the infrastructure is required. Okay. And instead of using the infrastructure at a place, use of cloud has been increased nowadays. Okay, so this large amount of data can be stored with help of this cloud. So you are aware of our cloud computing. Okay, so basically, what cloud computing does is it provides generally delivery of applications and services to user over internet. Okay, it also provides computing resources. It provides networking. It provides storage resources as per user's need. Okay, and all these resources are somewhere at remote place, and user is accessing those resources at his place. So that is what is happening in cloud. Okay, so this resources delivery system is the automatic system. Okay, so that the direct communication of user with that cloud service provider is not required. Okay, so once you have taken that service, everything will happen automatically. Okay, so services are provided on demand, obviously, and we have to make a payment of those services, obviously. But once you make payment, the everything that going to happen is you can access these things automatically over internet or over web applications using your PCs, laptops, or even mobile phones. Okay, so generally this cloud-based environment is very suitable for Internet of Things, as it is producing large amount of data, and it also requires computing services. It may also require networking services. So all these things are provided by the cloud, and hence cloud plays a very important role in Internet of Things. Okay, so this aspect generally, this aspect of cloud based systems or cloud itself, capability to share the resources, computing facilities, applications, softwares, networks, etc. All these characteristics of cloud, they are called as multi-talent aspect of cloud. So clouds are multi-talent. They can perform many things. Okay. So users can access these virtual resources. These resources are not present on the campus of user. Okay. They are present on the campus of service provider, but still users sitting at their place can have these resources for their application. And this cloud computing is very, very suitable because a large amount of data is needed to be stored, to be analyzed, and computing has to be performed. Number of devices are connected together, so network is required. So all these things makes this cloud computing very suitable for Internet of Things. So this is what is the role of cloud computing in Internet of Things. So many companies like Amazon, Alibaba, Google, Oracle, okay, they are building machine learning tools with the help of cloud technology. Okay, and this can provide wide range of solutions to the businesses. Okay, so the role of cloud computing is very important, and therefore cloud is inseparable from IoT. That is what you can say. Okay, so some concepts of cloud we are going to see here. You might be knowing these concepts because they are very basic concepts, and we are going to discuss these concepts. Okay, so here you can see the comparison between Internet of Things and cloud computing. So if cloud computing is not connected to Internet of Things, and if you compare these two things, then this comparison can come out. Okay, so Internet of Things, it is a source of big data, whereas cloud computing, uh, it is a way to manage the big data. Okay, so reachability of IoT, if you consider alone, it's very limited. Reachability of cloud computing, it is far spread and wide. Storage, if you consider for Internet of Things, it is limited, obviously. And for cloud computing, virtually it is never ending. That is what you can say. So role of internet in this Internet of Things is it is a point of convergence. Uh, so it is required here, but cloud computing provides these services to the user. Okay, computing capabilities, obviously they are limited with Internet of Things, but they are virtually unlimited with cloud computing, and hence you can use cloud computing for Internet of Things. So if you see the components here, you can see runs on hardware components, basically Internet of Things, and runs on virtual machines. That is what is cloud computing is, which imitates hardware components. So virtual machines are used here. Uh, Hardware components are imitated with help of a software. That is what is done in case of the cloud computing. So this is where you can separate out the Internet of Things and cloud of things. Cloud computing, and cloud computing is included within Internet of Things. Okay, so so when this cloud is used vastly, the Internet of Things is also called as cloud of things, web of things, etc. Okay, now let us go to the next topic of your syllabus, and that topic is cloud topology. Okay, so this cloud topology is actually called as cloud deployment model. If you see various learning resources, then it is not called as topology. It is called as cloud deployment model. Okay, so but as far as your syllabus is concerned, so whenever cloud topology asks, you have to write cloud deployment model. So you have to remember this. Okay, so there are three types of cloud deployment models. One is called as public cloud, another is called as private cloud, and third is combination of public and private, and hence it is called as a hybrid cloud. Okay, so in public cloud, what is done? Um, Actually, there is a third party who is a service provider. Okay, and he owns and manages the entire infrastructure which is required for your business. Okay, and user has to pay to this service provider for accessing these resources. Okay, and this type of uh, cloud deployment model where the service providers are involved and they are offering the cloud services via internet is called as a public cloud model. Okay, so the following figure, this figure particularly shows the public cloud model. So here you can observe cloud is shown, which is having administrator. This is your service provider, and he provides various services like computing services, messaging services, application services, platform services, storage services to the users. So number of users can access these cloud services through internet. Okay, so this model is called as a public cloud model, and as you know, you are aware of this, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, they are offering cloud services via internet. Okay, now if you observe this circle, then you are going to find various advantages of this cloud deployment model, public cloud deployment model. Okay, so what it is highly scalable. That means it can be increased to a greater extent. Obviously, you are not deploying it on your campus. It is cost effective. You need not deploy infrastructure on campus. You have to pay a little, because in order to deploy in infrastructure on the campus, you will require greater cost. But if as you are availing it through service provider, it will become cost effective. These resources are reliable to use. Obviously, you have flexibility. Means any service you can access from this. Then there is location independence, obviously. So wherever you are, you can access it. Okay. These are some of the advantages of the public cloud system. Okay, but it comes with certain disadvantages also, because as this is shared by many users, the security issue is raised. So you can say it has low security, but still the service providers, they are giving security to you. Okay, so depending on their security model, you can have the degree of the security. Okay, so as the data is hosted offsite and resources are shared publicly, this makes it less secure. Okay, and obviously it is less customizable. So many times it is not customized. Okay, it is general. So these two are only disadvantages of the public cloud model. Okay, or public cloud topology, you can say. Okay, now let us go to, still it has advantages, so those advantages they count. Now let us go to private cloud. Okay, and these private clouds, they generally allow system services to be accessible within an organization. Okay, so they are operated from within organization campus. Okay, so if the cloud system is available within campus and it is provided to the various uh, spaces of organization, then that kind of cloud system is called as uh, private cloud. Okay, it is managed by organization itself. Okay, or even by third party, but it is present on campus. If it is present on campus, then it is called as a private cloud. Okay, so as you can see, the private cloud model is shown here, and as you can see, there is enterprise IT resources which are visualized as your infrastructure. There is cloud internetwork, cloud operating system, its own operating system. Everything has to be implemented here privately. So in case of public cloud, all these things are or all these jobs are related with the service provider, which are not related with the user or organization which is using it. But here organization has to implement all these things. Okay, so basically there are two types of these private cloud. They are called as dedicated private cloud, and another is called as managed private cloud. So that is what I have told you. Either it is managed by organization itself. So when it is managed by organization itself and your data center is present in organization itself, it is owned by user itself, then in that case it is called as a dedicated private cloud. So basically these dedicated private cloud, they are most expensive, and uh, as they are dedicated, they are used by large organizations. They are suitable for very large organizations. Okay, so who can afford this kind of cost. Okay, and they require some customized services. So second type of private cloud is called as managed private cloud. Here the hardware is managed by the third party, and it is installed at some external location, not at the data center of the company. Okay, so one can utilize this best of dedicated private clouds control, and this will reduce the complexity of creating the data center at the campus. So actually this is what is uh, usefulness of this managed private cloud. Okay, so you can make it customized. You can make it customized, but it is not present at your business campus. So this is what is specificity of your managed private cloud. Okay, now let us see some of the advantages of this private cloud. As you can see, obviously the disadvantage of public cloud was low security, but private cloud, as it is owned by organization itself, it has very high security and privacy. Okay, so these are not general to public. Okay, resources are shared only by the organization, so high degree of security is present here. Okay, and even the organizations can control these resources by their own. So more control on the resources is happening in case of private cloud. Okay, and they are more efficient. Okay, they are more efficient in terms of their operation, because as they are situated on the campus. But there are certain disadvantages. Okay, so what are the disadvantages? Obviously restricted area of operation, they can be accessed locally only. Okay, so it is difficult to deploy such type of data centers globally. Suppose some user is moving out of that location, then it may not be possible for him to access that cloud. So this is what is disadvantage of the private cloud. And obviously cost is the thing, because a company has to purchase all of the hardware, and it has to manage it, because it is going to host it from the center. So they will need skills to manage the cloud. Okay, so to maintain cloud deployment, they require skilled expertise. So these are some of the disadvantages of your private cloud. Now, the third type of system comes, which is a mixture of your public and private cloud. Okay, and advantages of both are added over here, and new system is formed, which is called as a hybrid cloud. It is making use of the public cloud. At the same time, it has some private internal cloud, and it combines the control and security of the private cloud. And even as you are availing the public cloud, the cost saving is done here. So this is what is the advantage of the hybrid cloud, because it is taking advantage of security of private cloud, and it is giving us advantage of cost effectiveness of your public cloud. So these two structures are connected together to form a hybrid cloud. So as you can see here, there are certain advantages of this hybrid cloud system. Obviously scalability, as your private cloud is connected to public cloud, it can be extended to the greater range, and therefore it has a scalability. It offers both the feature of public and private cloud. Okay, so it is flexible. Okay, so you can use it out of campus also. It also provides security. It provides cost efficiency. Okay, so these are some of the advantages of the hybrid cloud systems. It also has certain disadvantages, as you are connecting your cloud to a public cloud, the networking issues are raised, and these networking issues, they become complex. Okay, due to presence of both the clouds, and you are connecting them together. So this is the disadvantage, big disadvantage of this type of system. Okay, and there may be certain security issues also, as you can observe here. Okay, and this model again, it will be dependent on your organizational IT infrastructure. Okay, these are what are disadvantages of hybrid cloud topology. That is what you can say. Okay, so these three topologies you need to remember as far as your examination is concerned. Okay, now we are moving to the next type of next point of your syllabus, and that is cloud access. So how the cloud can be accessed. So cloud access basically means the cloud service model. So how access is provided to the users. So generally, in all learning resources, it is called as cloud service models. So whenever the term cloud access comes in your syllabus, you have to remember that these are nothing but cloud service models. These are cloud service models. So as you can see here, there are three types of cloud service models. Okay, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So as from these three things, you can easily make out that cloud is providing infrastructure, cloud is providing platform, cloud is also providing software. So various these kind of resources you can get from cloud. Okay, virtual. Now, the first cloud access type or service that is provided is called as IaaS, which is also known as the hardware as a service, HAAS. So this is another name of your uh, IaaS. Okay. So generally, this is a computing infrastructure, and this is managed over internet, and it is provided to user. Okay. So particularly in this model, the things which can be outsourced by user are storage, networking, etc. Okay, so such kind of hardware services we can avail from the cloud providers. So if this is happening, then it is called as a infrastructure as a service. So you can access infrastructure through cloud, and it is called as infrastructure as a service. Okay, so some of the characteristics of this infrastructure as a service are, as you can see here, resources are available as service. So storage is available as service. Networking facility is available as service. So that is what you can observe. And the most advantage, which is general advantage of your cloud system, is its scalability. So all these services are highly scalable. They can be increased, they can be extended, even they are dynamic and flexible. And as you can see, graphic user interface is provided, API interface is provided. So all these things are available to the user, and all administrative tasks, they are automated here. Okay, so as you know better than me. So these various techniques or various infrastructure services are provided by various service providers. You can observe here, like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Compute Engine, etc. Cisco Meta Cloud. So these are some of the important service providers which are providing infrastructure as a service over the cloud. Okay. Now let us go to the next point, and that is nothing but a platform as a service. Okay. So here you can borrow the platform from cloud. Okay, so cloud is going to provide a platform for the user to develop, to test, to run, and manage their application. So particularly this is useful for development. Okay, so such type of service is provided again on demand. Okay, so it provides the computing environment to develop the applications. That is what we can say. Okay, so various software development kits, database management systems, web services can be provided through this service. So they are acting as a platform for user to develop their applications. So basically what they are providing web services, data management system services, software development kit services. So all these things are provided as a platform to the user, and user can easily develop their programs or applications using these platforms. Okay, so as you can see here, some of the characteristics of PAS are like they are accessible to various users via the same deployment application. Okay, it integrates with web services and database, obviously. It builds on virtual technology, so resources can be easily scaled up or scaled down as per organization's need. Okay, sometimes we require less resources. We need not buy big things. So here, scaling down, availing only those services, those much of services can be done. So this flexibility is available there. It supports multiple language frameworks. Okay, and obviously, as I told you, you can use a smaller part or you can use a bigger part. This can be called as a auto-scaling. So this auto-scaling ability is there in platform as a service, which is provided by the cloud. Again, here you can see some of the examples of platform as a service. Okay, so here you can see Windows Azure, then Google App Engine. Okay, so some of these some other service providers are also there. So this is what you have to remember for PaaS. Now, the last kind of the service which is we are going to discuss is software as a service. Okay, therefore it is abbreviated as SaaS. So middle two A's are small, and first letter and last letter is bigger in this case. So this is the style in which it is written. Okay, SaaS is also known as on-demand software. Okay, so in this the softwares are hosted by your service provider, and users can avail these softwares by paying service provider. Okay, so users can access these applications with help of internet connection and web browsers. So that is what your SaaS is. Okay, so runtime environment generally is provided here, and operating systems like Java, .NET, business applications, even mails are handled by these providers. Okay, so this is what is thing is obviously here user is a tenant, and service provider is providing a service. Okay, so uh, this type of service is also called as multi-tenant architecture, because multiple people they are availing this service, so it is called as multi-tenant service. So here you can see some of the important characteristics of SaaS. Okay, they can be obviously managed from the central location of the service provider. They are hosted on remote server, accessibility over internet. Users are not responsible for hardware and software updates, so they are applied automatically. Okay, so obviously these can be purchased by the user. Okay, examples of service providers are here as you are using this Google apps you are using. I think Dropbox, okay, Cisco WebEx, all these are the examples of software as a service using a cloud computing. Here, you can found consolidated comparison of IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Basically, in the first point, you can observe how can you differentiate these things. Okay, so it's IaaS. It provides virtual data center to store the information. Okay, and create a platform for app development, testing, and deployment. Obviously, it also provides infrastructure for networking. Okay. Now, PaaS, what it provides virtual platforms. It actually provides virtual platforms and tools to create, test, and deploy apps. And SaaS, it provides web softwares or applications. Okay, to complete your business task. Okay, so here you can see the second thing is this access is as you can see IaaS access is provided through virtual machines and virtual storage. Okay, so PaaS it provides runtime environment and deployment tools for applications which are required, runtime environment and deployment tools. So here virtual machines and virtual storage. And it provides software as a service to the end user, okay, in case of SAS. So generally IaaS, it is used by network architects, PaaS used by developers, and SAS